The solar system. The solar system is the part of outer space in the Milky Way galaxy where we live. Our solar system is made up of one star, the Sun, and the 8 planets that orbit or circle around it. These planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. The Sun is the star and life force of our solar system. The Sun is a very large ball of gas made up of mostly hydrogen and some helium. The temperature of the Sun is around 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. At the equator, the Sun spins once every 25 Earth days, and at the poles, the Sun rotates once every 36 Earth days. The pictures you have just seen are views of the Sun through different filters. Mercury is the first planet from the Sun and the smallest in our solar system. It is about the size of Earth's moon. 1 year on Mercury, or one orbit of the Sun, is 88 Earth days. 1 day, or one rotation of the planet, is 59 Earth days. Mercury is a rocky or terrestrial planet. It is also very hot since it is so close to the Sun. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you would weigh 38 pounds on Mercury. Venus is the second planet from the Sun. It is really hot and has a lot of volcanic activity. Venus is a similar size and structure to Earth. Something different about Venus is that it spins opposite of a typical planet's rotation. 1 day on Venus is 243 Earth days, and 1 year is 225 Earth days. This means that on Venus, 1 day is longer than 1 year. Venus is a terrestrial planet. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you weigh 91 pounds on Venus. Earth is the third planet from the Sun and is the only known planet to harbor life. Earth has an atmosphere that protects everything that lives on it by keeping important gases inside. The atmosphere also protects the planet from most space object impacts. 1 day on Earth is 24 hours, and 1 year is 365 days. Earth is a terrestrial planet, however the surface is made up of 70% water. Earth has 1 moon. This is the planet where we live. Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun. 1 day on Mars is a little over 24 hours. 1 year is 687 Earth days. If the Sun were as tall as a door and the Earth was as big as a nickel, Mars would be the size of a pea. Mars is a terrestrial cold desert world with a thin atmosphere. Mars has 2 moons. If you weighed 100 pounds on Earth, you would weigh only 38 pounds on Mars. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun and is the largest in our solar system. If the Sun were as big as a door and Earth as big as a nickel, Jupiter would be the size of a basketball. 1 day on Jupiter is 10 hours, and 1 year is about 12 Earth years. Jupiter is a gas giant planet mostly made up of hydrogen and helium. Jupiter has 67 moons and a faint ring system. The Great Red Spot is a storm that has been around for hundreds of years. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you would weigh 253 pounds on Jupiter. Saturn is the 6th planet from the Sun. If the Sun were the size of a door and the Earth the size of a nickel, Saturn would be as big as a basketball. 1 day on Saturn is 10.7 hours, and 1 year is about 29 Earth years. Saturn is a gas giant mostly made of hydrogen and helium. Saturn has 62 moons and 7 spectacular rings. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you would weigh 107 pounds on Saturn. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun. If the Sun were the size of a door and Earth the size of a nickel, then Uranus would be the size of a baseball. 1 day on Uranus is 17 hours, and 1 year is 84 Earth years. Uranus is an ice giant. Uranus has 27 moons and faint rings. It also spins perpendicular to its equator. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you would weigh 91 pounds on Uranus. Neptune is the 8th planet from the Sun. If the Sun were the size of a door and Earth the size of a nickel, then Neptune would be the size of a baseball. 1 day on Neptune is 16 hours, and 1 year is 165 Earth years. Neptune is also an ice giant. It has 13 to 14 moons and 6 rings. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, then you would weigh 114 pounds on Neptune. Pluto, seen here, used to be a planet, but in 2005 it was reclassified as a dwarf planet. These images only recently came from the New Horizons mission. This mission is very important because we get to see the farthest regions of our solar system up close, learn more about the objects in this area, and gain insight into the formation of our solar system. Pluto's orbit crosses Neptune's, so sometimes it is closer to the Sun than Neptune. If the Sun were as tall as a door and Earth the size of a nickel, then Pluto would be the size of a pinhead. One day on Pluto is 6 Earth days, and 1 year is 248 Earth years. Pluto has 5 moons. Since Pluto is so far from the Sun, at noon, the brightest time of the day on the dwarf planet, it is only as bright as just after sunset on Earth on a clear day. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you would only weigh 6.7 pounds on Pluto.